Morning guys, and welcome back.
We are very pleased to be reporting from Dartmoor, and we are back out in Bignor.
I am very happy to be back out in Bignor.
So we've just come for a few days away for a little mini break for Alex's birthday because he turned 28 the other day.
Getting old now. Officially given up going to the barbers. Many of you can joke about that in the comments, but yeah, the time has come. 28 years. Held on to it though 10 years longer than my dad did. So
we found an absolute cracking spot last night, didn't we, to park up?
Yeah.
And we're not going to tell you where it is because we don't want to ruin it for everybody else. But
no.
Oh my god, it's one of our favourite spots that we've probably ever parked in the UK.
Definitely.
It's beautiful here.
Definitely. So this morning we've got the bikes ready and we're going to head off on a little sort of just under 10-mile trip. I've just built a fresh bike, so not tested it or anything like that. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and it could be disastrous because I also burnt my hand yesterday, so I've got no front brakes.
Yep.
But it's going to be quite gravelly and possibly hard to ride, so
yeah,
we'll be alright.
Let's go. I don't know if you can see all this on the trees. Now this is something you get in Scandinavia a lot. It's basically, it's like a mossy lichen, and you find it where you get really clean air zones. So you can just see it all trailing off these sycamore trees, which we've never really seen it in the UK. I don't know if it's just we've never noticed it because we didn't know what it was, or whether now we know what it is, we see it, or whether it was always there. But yeah, kind of cool to see in England. We figured we should pick up the camera. We went the wrong way. So instead of going up onto open moorland, we've ended up following this, which has just been rocky, uphill, all the way to the stream here. But looking on Strava, which nobody knows is a cycling app, I think we can go straight down the other edge of this leat, which is what you saw running along the side of the van. So hopefully we can follow that all the way along the river, get back to the van. The only thing I have to explain is I don't think Jess is enjoying it.
He told me this was just going to be fairly flat. This isn't flat.
There was a ride local to us that was very similar in elevation. If we took the right route, this is not the right route.
And if we had tarmac, this ain't tarmac.
Yeah, it's not like gravel, it's like big rocky stuff that you're going up.
Although we are moaning a lot, considerably a lot, I'm very sorry about this. We're just, you know,
unfit.
But it is an absolutely beautiful track that we've been through. It's reminding us of like Scotland, Glencoe. It is a lovely bit of forest to come and walk or cycle if you're more capable of having an actual mountain bike.
Yeah, we've both got hybrid bikes that have got gravel tyres on. Let's show you the bikes actually. So start with mine. We've got 700C Mavic wheels with Pirelli Cintrano Adventures. They're a 700 by 45C. We've got the best Amazon hydraulic brakes with Hope 180mm rotors front and rear because I'm a big boy. I got these on eBay. These are Sonda adventure bars. Got like trekking bars down to a charged saddle. Now if nobody's used one of these, it is the comfiest thing even for me. We've got a Sora Shimano road crank down to Advent X, which I can't remember the brand of, micro shift with a 11 to 48 cassette on the back in custom paint. So this was resprayed years ago by me and Jess's dad in Audi Scuba Blue. Now let's show you Jess's.
Here are my tyres. They make me go round on my wheels. These are the nicest feature of my bike. Thank you, Alex, for giving me these. Next, this is my lovely heavy steel frame, featuring many rusty bolts throughout, along with my tatty handlebars that could do with a respray, my brakes that seize on, and this side, you know, I can't use today. Ta-da. My gears, whatever these things are here, that's also rusty, and back here is a bit rusty as well, and it just seems to be very gritty today, and you know, it's not very easy to change gear. And then my pedals are also rusty at the bottom, but they are quite, I like these pedals, they're not too bad. I give them a 7 out of 10. And then whatever this is back here is also a bit rusty, could do the new one. But yeah, Alex's look nice, doesn't it?
So Jess's is a Trek 7500 FX. It's aluminium, not steel.
It doesn't feel like aluminium.
It has a Shimano Atlas group set on, it has the Bontrager low lace wheels on it, and it has 700 by 40C Hutchinson Touareg tyres. Now Jess's bike is one that I've been meaning to do it for a while, but just not got round to. Mainly because I've been trying to find a recipe that works nicely for a little money. And this group set that you can get on here, you can't get much cheaper than a 10-speed with that group, with that cassette size. So I think we're going to be getting another microshift group set to go on here, because I paid £52 for that. So if I can get another one for this, that'd be ideal. And the gears on it are amazing. The other thing to mention about mine as well is it's got a really nice Kinesis carbon fork.
Lovely, everybody. Look at mine. Lovely.
Should also mention Jess's interesting helmet. Now,
this was free.
We won that. We entered to win an e-bike on Instagram, but won a helmet.
Look at its features.
This is what we've got, and it does turn on. And if I go around the back, it does that.
Wait, do it for me.
You can make it flash, and you can make it go around in a circle.
That's my buffering mode.
We'll just leave that on all the time then, shall we?
So walk in the middle, carry your bike frame.
If I could search the world, would I be happier than now?
That's cool, guys.
What if I get hurt?
Is that really worth the shot?
What
Turn around and bend
if
over for full effect.
Get out.
Jesus Christ.
It's not the way you look into my eyes. It's not the way you touch my hand and smile. I love you.
So, that was probably the hardest, shortest ride we've ever done. Massive boulders and lots of little sharp uphills, which meant that you couldn't get a rhythm going. But now that we're back, it's time to get the bikes loaded up, have a spot of lunch, and then we can chill out for a bit.
And for those of you that may have been concerned, I can confirm that I survived unscathed with only one set of my brakes. It was very hilly. We spent more time going uphill, so brakes weren't really needed that much. Funny story about my hand getting burnt is that the hob at home had been left on but switched off at the wall, and I baked something in the oven and then thought, ooh, the hob is warm, that's weird. So the front ring was warm, so I touched that, and then I thought, weird, maybe they're all a bit warm. So I touched the back one and it had been left on full, and my fingers went tss as I touched it. It's probably the worst burn I've ever done in my whole life, but it's fine, and it hasn't really blistered that bad. I've managed to cycle, so you know, it's all good. You got a friend to help do lunch?
He's rubbing my leg. Oh, he stopped nuzzling. He's not interested now because he knows I'm not giving him anything. He's going to take it out on Jess's bike instead. Bikes were all loaded back up. For anyone wondering, our cheap bike rack mount is perfect. So essentially, fork mount onto there, and then locks in the middle. Got to be colour coded, ignore that one. Down to ratchet straps that stop it just swinging. And that basically is our sort of £25 bike rack on the back of the van, using a piece of old uni strut up here, which is attached with exhaust mounts back there, if you can see it. So nice cheap way of getting the bikes held on the back. First ride on this one, by the way, flawless. All I had to do was lower the seat. Perfect. Oh.
So were you a bit narrow?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just curbed the front wheel on a rock sticking out. But, you know, overland vehicle, isn't it? This is why I'd never own a brand new Sprinter or Man or something like that, because there's no reversing in this situation, because everything's pushing in the wing mirrors, so you can't go backwards because you physically can't see out of them. The road in was probably equally as bad as this, but it's the one everyone's using. So we decided to take the other road.
In 200 yards, turn right.
We're almost there.
And this is the wide section. Bastard. Oh well.
This is a bit more like it. Nice and wide.
I think too much. I wake up tired and terrified. Started feeling weak. You grind your teeth, can't hide your bloodshot eyes. Talking in your sleep. Guess we're on a losing streak. But we're in good company. I feel better when you speak, 'cause you know the words that comfort me. My car won't start, our weekend plans fall apart. Dagger to the heart, just when it gets.
So we just arrived at our campsite. Jess has just gone to attempt to check us in. Now it's a self-check-in campsite, and it's a woodland campsite, so it's called Ashbourne Woods, I believe. But yeah, hopefully we should have a nice little pitch in the woodland. It's just off the, I want to say A38 that comes off the M5 and carries on to Plymouth. So it's really Devon Expressway, that's what it's called. So yeah, it's not far from the motorway, but you can't actually hear the motorway, which is always nice. So yeah, we'll wait for Jess to come back and then hopefully find our pitch for the night.
Yes.
All sorted?
Wee wee.
So you may remember that I said we're going to get the awning out and we're going to need to fix it. Well, let's show you what we need to fix. So you can see that end has the pin in it. However, that end does not have the pin in it. So this got completely ripped out of here. So let's get the awning up and I'll show you, or I'll explain to you how this happened. So I said I would explain the awning now. What happened was I went to put the guide rope in, and when I did it too tight, which pulled the knot through the tensioner, and well, then the wind caught it. So we ended up with the awning folded basically in half diagonally, if you imagine it as a square, with one leg sticking about 20 foot in the air, over the roof, on the solar and everything else. The front aluminium bar was bent 180 degrees over. This was the trip when we were out with Tilly and Calvin in North Cornwall. We didn't film it, but we did put it on Insta. Yeah, not the best thing, but what I will say is we messaged Direct 4x4 on the Monday, and then by Tuesday we had the new part. Now, I feel this is important to mention purely because we plugged them as a company. What was really nice was to use the aftercare service and it actually be really good. Now, obviously I had no reason to not think it would be, but it's always nice when you buy a product, if you break it, especially when it was completely our fault, to be able to message them and be like, do you have spare parts? And they go yes, and then next day it turns up in the post. It was a brilliant bit of customer service from our point of view. Oh, Jess just pointed out something to me. It wasn't for free. So 2 pins cost you £10? Yeah, I think 2 pins cost you £10. She's ignoring me. I often do that. I look to her for justification or reassurance and she just completely ignores me. Don't you?
No, not always, just sometimes.
Most of the time. Now, something else to explain is the fact we came to our campsite for a reason. And I think we need to show you what that reason is. Just tucked in under this little red coat under here. Now, this was a birthday present. Now, if anyone knows what that is a Ninja wood fire smoker. So we've brought the all powers, we've brought some steaks, and we're going to smash them on the grill. Now that is what I'm talking about. Check that out. Connected to the all powers, and we've got some beautiful steaks to chuck on there. So when tea time rolls around, you know what we're doing.
Your jacket looks a bit funny shape there, Alex. What you got hiding?
Well, steak's meant to be room temperature, so just my meat.
Got them under his armpits to bring them to room
Not
temp.
quite the armpits.
Because it's so cold outside.
Just wearing steaks like nipple covers, that's all. About your day.
Don't mind him.
What you've missed is the epi off camera. How she tried to film it on her own. Wants to be an independent woman.
Look, he calls me Squidward today, but I don't have 8 hands. Seriously.
You barely even got one.
Exactly.
You're very close to the camera. You're such an idiot. So, these are Jess's skin-on fries in here. Looking forward to those. We've got those going in the air fryer. We've got onions going in the pan. And then steaks will be done on the new beastie once most of this is ready.
And we've got stuff to make them into rolls. Like, Alex has wanted a steak sandwich for a very long time, and I think it's a waste of a steak to put it in between 2 pieces of bread. But it's his birthday, so I'm going to appease him.
Welcome to cooking with me. And you already know we're going steaks because, you know, we like proper food. None of this shit from the woods. So, let me grab a knife. Bear in mind we have rested these at room temperature.
Armpit temperature.
Yep, that too. Check that geet hunker out. Hell yes. So, drop him down there. Oh. Grab the other geet hunker out. Just slap your meat down. So, we've got 2 steaks. Now what I like to do is go with a little bit of garlic. So I just tend to do that.
So not a little bit to lots of people in the world. Oops, he dropped his spoon.
That's why 90s kids are stronger. Right. There you go. Bit of salt. Bit of pepper. And then I like to use steak seasoning, which is just a mix of all sorts really, from red pepper to oregano. And just give it a good slabbing. Check that out.
Massage your meat.
Flap them over after you've massaged your meat good and proper. Give it another good thing of garlic. Now I know a lot of you are probably going, Jesus, that's a lot of garlic. But we've both got to have the same amount. Otherwise it's going to be hell for one of us.
We do like garlic.
And we do like garlic quite a lot. So yeah, garlic up your meat. Again.
Shit.
I knew it was going to do that.
Oh no.
There you go.
That's woodland seasoning.
So what we're going to do is get the wood chips in the Ninja smoker, set it to infuse, set it to grill, and from what I've seen online, 4.5 minutes to have it done as you're meant to have a steak. None of this futile, well done. And now we wait for it to infuse with the pellets or something, I don't know. Makes it taste good. So we've just amazed ourselves, right? We put it on for 5 minutes in total. It got to 2.5 minutes. It paused, and then on the screen came up with flip. I love this thing. But again, we're down at 69%. It's currently pulling 1700 watt, just over. It's sort of bouncing in between because it's on grill. Now when you run air fryer on this, it pulls, I think it's 2000 watts, something like that. But for anyone wondering like hotness, so you can touch that. So if you've got kids around or whatever, you can keep your hand on it. It's perfectly safe for that. And it smells incredible. We've used the ones that came with it, I think. So the Ninja All-Purpose Sweet. Beautifully done. Let's get them out. Get them to rest. Look at that. Perfect bit of juiciness.
This does look absolutely splendid.
Jess's was a bit thinner and she's got more of like a medium rare, whereas mine is just full blue. And that is what we like. Proper food.
Taste test it.
So good. Well, darling, what do you reckon?
I think I'm a bit broken. There was no way we was going to eat 2 sandwiches and chips. I think we overestimated ourselves here.
Massively.
But the steak was so good. Like the flavour in it was exquisite.
She's used to a good bit of meat.
Am I?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Summarise your first smoker experience.
It's pretty good. It definitely infuses the meat. Like you can taste the difference of it being smoked versus not been smoked. The steak itself was really good. Mine came out perfect. We had 2 very different thicknesses. So I had the thicker one, Jess had the thinner but bigger one. and 5 minutes in it left mine perfectly blue in the middle, but Jess's was sort of more towards, I say, like medium rare.
Yeah, I'd say medium rare.
She's had a bit of pink in the middle, but it was generally just, you know, an abomination. So yeah, I think it's really good. Do I think it's a practical van accessory? No. It's massive. Do I think it's a good van accessory? Hell yes. To the point that the only electrical we have in this van, we will don't show the kitchen. No. The only electrical we have in the van is a 240 volt socket which comes up out the worktop. We have nothing over this side. So what I'm going to do when we get back, is run a 240 volt over here, and then we're going to put it in the side of the toilet. Obviously we'll waterproof it and whatever else, which then means that we can have a socket straight on the side of the van and we can connect into the Fogstar batteries, because we ran it off the all powers unit, and obviously it's not necessarily what the all powers is designed for. This is not bagging on the all powers, but I think there's 59% left, so we used 41% of the power bank for essentially about 10 minutes. I'd say it took 5 to 7 minutes to heat up, and then 5 minutes to cook, and then it was on for a little bit longer to sort of grill the bread and a few bits and pieces. But yeah, I think we need to attach it into Big Norm's electrical system and then just cook everything on it, really.
I did suggest that we move the water tank from under that wheel arch to behind the fridge in the middle.
Or under the van.
And then we could have like a gull wing on the side of the wheel arch down there, and the smoker can just pull out.
I mean, I'm not against it. Just cut a big hole in the side and then on little drawer runners as well.
That would be cool.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? You could have like lights around it and stuff like that. It's just like the music goes as it pulls out. My brain 0 to 100 really fast. That was a tiny insight into what goes on inside my brain.
We don't want to know what goes inside your brain.
It goes from a tiny hole inside the van to let's add lights and music. So I think what we're going to do is pack away the awning, and the only reason we've got that out is because we need to fix it, to be fair, and it's much easier to do it here than at home.
Also, there's a yellow weather warning for wind and rain tomorrow, and the wind's forecast to be up to like 50-mile-an-hour gusts, so tomorrow could be a bit of a washout, I think. Yeah,
there's 2 weather warnings in place. One is for rain, one is for wind, and there is 50 at highest at the minute where we are. They're forecasting 54-mile-an-hour gusts, which I don't fancy putting that down in, because putting it up in some less than that was actually what caused the last problem.
Yeah, let's get it packed away.
Yeah. The other thing as well is, while we're tidying that away, the realities of living in a van with a kitchen that is tiny. So let's get that tidied away, but I think we'll do a bit of YouTube magic for that one.
So the rule is, whoever cooks doesn't have to clean up.
Get your ass in here then, because I did the most important bit.
You did bloody not. Shut up and get on with it.
Right, 3, 2, 1. And like that, we're clean and tidy. Everyone else must notice that living in a van, it's always just a mess. How ain't she tidy? Go sleep and wake up. Mess. You haven't moved. Mess. But now, I reckon it's time to climb in, close all the doors, and put a movie on.
Goodbye.
And that is a wrap on today. See you guys in the morning.
We've literally cycled less than 100 metres and his pedal falls off.
There's a child in me that really wants to go through that. Flooded there, but all of this is now underwater as well.
Ah! Oh my Christ, Alex. So down.
We're gonna go back inside because I don't want this camera getting ruined.